Hey everyone, big news day in Epic 7. Got a lot of stuff to go over, so we're just going to jump right into it. First up, we got a couple events. We got a free unequip going on starting Thursday after maintenance, running until Sunday, normal time. We also have a couple buff events happening during this period. 50% AP and 30% experience, 2 times rune drop. And then the big one running, what's this, Saturday to Sunday, 50% hunt, crafting material drop rate, what we've all been waiting for. And then the gold up too. So if people have been waiting on doing tower, you can do that with that. And then of course, selling some leaves to coincide with these things, because we all need them. And then we'll talk about these in a second, but we can get some expedition tips. These will probably submitted on Stove. If your tip gets picked, you can get some sky stones. Yeah, so have fun, submit some stuff in there. We'll talk about the expeditions in a second. All right, now on to the meat of what's going on. Yeah, we're going to talk about it right now. So expedition. So this is a new co-op-esque feature. It's not like real co-op, but it's a little more present than like doing like the guild boss where you just like pick some stuff and hit skip. So you get these wanted posters, and these come from hunts. I think of 8, or as long as you're doing hunt 8 or greater, you have a chance of getting a wanted poster. The wanted posters will sit here in Garrow in the lobby. And then so you get these posters, and then you can start it, and then you can invite some of your friends or your guildmates to join and help you out. It costs energy to join up depending on the difficulty level of the bosses. Where's the difficulty thing? It doesn't show you yet. Yeah, the bosses have 3 different difficulties here, and you can only do the next difficulty up after you've beat the previous difficulty at least once. So you get these expeditions. They look to have what is a 12-hour time frame. So you have 12 hours to do it. 6 total people can join. So you see this 1 out of 6 here. And then if everybody beats it, you get some things. So you can invite your friends, you can invite your guildmates, you can fight these bosses. But what do you get? What do you get? We don't even know how hard this is going to be. I'm hoping it's kind of going to be a little difficult. You're going to maybe have to coordinate with your friends. Maybe there's some unique stuff. These bosses are going to reset. The bosses in like the boss currency, we'll show you in a second, will reset every month. Hopefully there are new bosses, new mechanics and stuff you can kind of like work with your friends to figure out how to beat. I don't know, but we'll see. But you get currency. You get rewards. So just by participating, you get gold. If you're victorious, you get reforged materials and boss points. This is actually going to be kind of nice. So you might say, hey, it's an energy sink, but it might be an easier way for some people to get reforged materials as opposed to just like spamming hunts. Do a couple hunts, get some invites from your friends, invite your friends, knock out some easy reforged materials, kind of help you close the gap maybe between your gear and some other players' gears. And then if you lose, you still get some. You have a chance to get some stuff. Oh, and if you beat the boss within 30 minutes, you have a chance to gain an extra material. Okay, so it looks like we're maybe getting like 2 or 3. Hopefully it's more than that. I hope it's more than that, but we'll see. You may be able to spam a bunch every day. I think you can fight each boss type 3 times a day, so you may be able to spam at least 9. So this might not be too bad. But then there's the boss points. Okay, so what are the boss points? Great. You get boss points every time you win. This thing shows you how many boss points. This thing resets every month. But some of these rewards are pretty nice. So you get 50 here. These look like 100. I think somebody was saying they showed another 100. So it might be like 200, every month that you're getting, and then 150 of these reforged materials. So I'm actually pretty excited about this. Hopefully it's fun. We'll see. I'm just excited to have another thing to do with my friends in guildies. I think just like having an additional thing to talk about on Discord and be like, hey, can you do this? Oh, I got a good team for that. And, work with people on, like just doing it, and also strategies and stuff, I think is super fun. So hopefully it ends up that way. We'll see. We'll experience this. It should be available right after maintenance. Okay, then we also have Nixseed Zone 5. Okay, great. So more lab stuff. If you didn't do Zone 4, I haven't done Zone 4. We should probably do Zone 4 and knock it out. These pieces are actually fairly decent. 6 different crit chance and crit damage pieces that are all look to have pretty good subs on them. And you'll probably want to grab them and throw them up. Unless you have like super god tier gear, you're probably going to find a use for most of these pieces. And then here's what I'm talking about. New EE. So Queric and Ravi are getting new EE. I'm a little disappointed that Queric is getting his already and Says still hasn't gotten one. But whatever. As long as a Magic Handboy gets one, I'm happy. But Says when, seriously. And Ravi's are kind of boring, right? So 14% crit. Slaughter has a 40% chance to dispel. I think this should have been on the S2 and should have acted more like Crimson Seed and had a chance to dispel when attacked, but okay. And then 35% chance to burn for 2 turns when using Slaughter. Again, yawn. And then increase the stun drive chance by 10%. I think this pushes it to, what, 80, 85%? I don't think this moves the needle very much on Ravi. And she still is kind of stuck as not being a great option for most people. Querics, I think, are not bad. He's kind of got a niche already. And this kind of keeps him, solidifies him, maybe expands that role a little bit. So 12% crit hit chance on this. And then his S2 is going to give increased attack to himself for 2 turns. Great. So he's going to give speed up and increased attack, as well as stripping and resetting cooldowns. And then his S3 either hit chance, decreased hit chance for 1 turn, or increased damage by 20%. I like the second one better of the two. So it's really going to be like how you're using your Queric. If you're leading with S2 and then coming back around and hitting that S3 and don't have somebody to give him an outside attack buff, the S2 is probably good. If you're doing something, where somebody's speeding him up or somebody else is giving him attack buff, this is probably your better option. 20% increased damage is actually pretty nice on this. So I think Querics are not bad. EEs, Ravi's not so hot. And then new summertime side story. So this side story runs through the 9th through the 23rd. It is one of the puzzle type side stories. We got a nice little archy gun here. I'm told that this is a speed piece, so that'll be fun. But I actually enjoyed these puzzle missions. It's a nice break from like the regular ones. Hopefully we continue to do this where we'll like rotate back and forth between the puzzle type and the original type. So that's pretty neat. And then the banners, okay. Araminta and Etika's, Ravi and Durandal. I don't need any of these things. I'm not going to be pulling on them. Newer accounts, I wouldn't suggest pulling on either of these. Most likely, unless there was some like weird thing that you were like already trying to go for based on whatever, comps or setup that you have. But these are a snooze. Good skips. And then we get our Spec Tenebria skin after maintenance tonight. So if you have a few more hours out there, so push your RTAs up to master if you're not there already, and you can get this skin. And then this is a interesting one. So blind days in arena. So there's two changes here. There's blind days and there's some rank gain loss changes in here. But the blind days are Sundays, and every fight is blind. You don't see who you're fighting, you don't see their opponents. You just kind of jump in and go. It's gonna either make people not play on these days, or or change up some of their offensive teams or defensive teams to kind of like really mess with people. It could be a lot of fun. It could be really terrible. I don't know. But it only happens if you're champion or above. Everyone else these days operate as normal. There's no blind days. Refresh limit is changing. You can only refresh 30 times a day. You can refresh free, the timered refresh, as many times as possible. Again, I don't know if this is going to change maybe some fights that people take, fights that they would have skipped. Are they going to spend the time, change some teams, take those fights with the limited refreshes? It's a possibility. Both of these changes, I think, make it so like, hey, maybe people will actually win a little bit on defense and just not so reliant on like constant refreshing. And then the rank changes are coming. And so this was the point scale before, the one on the left. The one on the right is the point scale it's going to be. It's not so it doesn't really matter on your points in the difference between who you're fighting anymore. It's just pretty flat. The up downs are good, so you're not going to have people like trying to find the right ratings as well as the correct team comp that they're looking to beat to gain rank. So again, hopefully, maybe the idea is that people will just take more fights. We'll see if that actually happens in reality though. And then we got CDOM. She's the new app icon, which will be great. And then great equipment packs, some changes to clarifying some information. Nothing crazy then. Okay, and then so we know we know the new side story is going to run to the 29th. This got shared also, so most likely at the end of that time or towards the end of that time, maybe it'll be the last week, maybe it'll be next week, who knows. We're going to have Euphine summertime unit. Is she going to be fire? What's she going to have? Anyways, there's a lot of excitement about this. This will probably do really well for Smilegate. Don't know if we're going to get any of these others as like potential costumes. And you see back here, Moi is the new character this week. We'll talk about that in a separate video. But this should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, I think it was overall a pretty nice news week. We got a new feature, we got a new summertime side story, and some other like random updates. So overall, pretty solid week, I think. Anyways, I appreciate you guys being here. I stream on Twitch 4 days a week, twitch.tv/lichbits. So follow me over there, hit subscribe below, and we'll see you next time.